Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Baylor versus TCU college football matchup on Saturday, November 2nd, 2024. If you like all the free picks we do at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Just go to Pickdawgz.com, click on the premium picks tab. I've also got a link directly below this video in the description. Prices start at just $15, and you can use that discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have products meant for people that make big bets, people with big bankrolls, looking for that VIP type experience. To get these products, you just got to text the number you see on the screen. Keep in mind, these are our most expensive premium products. But let's get to it. Big 12 action. Baylor taking on TCU. Two bowl hopefuls here. Baylor 4-4 on the season. TCU 5-3. These guys have kind of all flown under the radar a little bit. But what you do is you call wins against the winnable teams, right? And I think, when we look at, TCU's schedule, wins over Kansas, Utah, and Texas Tech, losses to Houston and UCF. I mean, these are tough to figure out. I mean, they've got the loss to SMU in that shootout, 66-42, one of the most high-scoring games of the entire season, over 108 points hitting the board in that one. But the thing is, you look at UCF and Houston and you say, oh man, those two teams have both had their share of struggles. TCU could have really had a pretty big year here, if they would have just taken care of business in those games. In fact, in the Houston game, they were 16-point favorites in that one, and in the UCF game, they were 2.5-point favorites. So both their losses were as favorites. Meanwhile, when we look at Baylor coming off back-to-back wins, beating Texas Tech, putting 59 points on the board, winning 59-35. Of course, beating Oklahoma State last week, 38-28. Losses to Iowa State, BYU, and that heartbreaker against Colorado where they got the Hail Mary on them, and then which got the game to overtime, and then losing in overtime. Just a series of bad events in that game for Baylor. But, the thing is, the Bears have bounced back, and while Dave Aranda's been on a very hot seat all season long, well, Baylor is actually playing some of their best football of the season right now. The TCU offense, Sonny Dykes all the way, 34th in the nation in yards per game. But when we look at it, it's all passing, right? I mean, all these numbers are passing. 7th in completions per game, 24th in completion percentage, 5th in passing yards per game in the nation. When it comes to Baylor's defense, they're actually not bad, even though it's 69th ranked, which puts them just barely into the bottom half of all college football defenses. It's like they're solid enough against the run, 73rd against the run, and that's up against the 123rd rushing attack here with TCU. And then when you look at the other side of it, the passing attack, they're decent. They're in the 50s, and facing, of course, an elite passing offense here in TCU. But we know that TCU makes a lot of mistakes. They turn the ball over a ton. 101st in the nation in interceptions thrown, and 133rd out of 134 teams in putting the ball on the carpet. Meanwhile, the TCU defense is actually not bad against the pass, I'll tell you that much. 17th best in passing yards against, 17th best in completions against, and 22nd best in completion percentage against. I think that when we look at, the Baylor rushing attack, 52nd in the nation at 176 yards per game. But I think that the most important thing to look at is that we're starting to look at a longer body of work here. And Baylor had some bumps in the road earlier this season, and they're playing a lot better football right now. They do turn the ball over a bit. They're 92nd in fumbles lost, but TCU, 122nd in fumble recoveries, 110th in interceptions. These tight conference games like this, the turnovers make a gigantic difference. I'm going to go with Baylor in this one, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.